We have lots of Tesla breaking news to get into here in this video. Some of this is remarkable, including this Sweden situation, but I want to start with this first. Tesla stock, once we started trading around 9:30 today, sold off pretty aggressively, as you can see from this low wick. And then you got bought right back up to the high of the day. And now you're up about 1%. You're even above your 50-day moving average, which was a big level in and of itself. So there was a couple different news articles that dropped, if you will, in the beginning of the trading day that likely pushed Tesla stock lower. According to this analyst, Rivian is the only EV maker that makes the cut for bullish recommendation because it's underappreciated. Winner in the EV transition. The analyst is Chris Pierce with Needham. He reiterated a buy rating for Rivian and a $25 price target, which also remained on Needham's conviction list for stocks in 2024. The analyst downgraded Lucid stock from a buy to a hold. The firm also has hold ratings on Tesla and Fisker. So the only EV company that has a buy is now Rivian. The analyst said Tesla's pushback, that Tesla's margin profile is a cause for concern. He also expressed high skepticism regarding the Elon Musk-led company's growth levers, such as full self-driving software, Tesla Bot, and AI. Although Tesla's core auto gross margins, excluding regulatory credits, may have bottomed, it would inflect higher, but only at a minimal degree in 2024, Pierce said. This is due to the company's willingness to use price as a weapon in 2023 consistently. Saying, quote, "We are ahead of consensus on Tesla deliveries in 2024 and beyond, viewing Tesla as likely to continue preferencing volume over margins, raising the bar to own the stock," the analyst said. Now, this article from Bloomberg says the sell-off that ripped through green stocks looks set to continue into 2024, bringing a fourth consecutive year of losses, according to Bloomberg's latest Markets Live Pulse survey. The negative sentiment appears poised to engulf a wider array of green asset classes, with Tesla seen at risk of losing its place among the top 10 biggest stocks in the S&P 500. Almost two-thirds of the 620 MLive Pulse respondents said they plan to stay away from the electric vehicle sector, and 57% expect the iShares Global Clean Energy Exchange Traded Fund, which is down about 30% this year, to extend its slide into 2024. So almost 60% of hedge fund and institutional money managers said they plan to stay away from EV stocks in 2024. It's not exactly great or encouraging, and that's really to the main reason why Tesla stock sold off this morning. But also this. Tesla has filed a lawsuit against the Swedish government's transport agency over a workers' strike that has blocked their request for license plates for new vehicles. Then just 1 hour later, Tesla won in a Swedish court, and the Swedish transport agency must let Tesla collect its license plates from the manufacturer Scandinavian Motor Center. So there was a lot of weird drama in the beginning of the trading day today for Tesla. And you can see Tesla's up currently about 1%. And you're above your 50-day moving average. If this holds into the end of the day, well, the rest of this week could be very exciting for Tesla stock investors. Bernstein analyst Tony Sacconaghi has reiterated his Tesla sell rating and a $150 price target. He says, quote, "We struggle to bridge the $600 billion plus valuation gap that exists between Tesla and BYD and rate Tesla underperform and BYD outperform. We believe that in the long term valuations matter, and based on fundamentals, valuations between Tesla and BYD are more likely to converge than diverge. We are significantly below consensus for full year 2024 and continue to recommend an underweight position. For BYD, the top debate is around margin, but we are constructive on BYD's near to medium term margin outlook given tailwinds from premium utilization premiumization and export. Tony Sacconaghi yet again reiterates how he is dumber than a bag of rocks. It doesn't take a genius, it doesn't take a Wall Street analyst to figure this out. Tesla is valued $600 billion more than BYD because Tesla has FSD. This sells for $12,000 per unit. That is about 90% margins. Tesla has energy products that BYD does not have. Tesla has the potential for robots and further utilization of their energy products, licensing of full self-driving, a moat around the company. All of these things are 600 billion reasons why Tesla is valued $600 billion more than BYD. Really doesn't take a genius to figure this out. And this makes me pretty dang bullish. If an analyst cannot figure this out, well, just imagine when Tesla starts to put up better margins, raises prices for the Tesla lineup, and starts beating on delivery expectations. They're screwed. The Tesla Model Y sold only 14% fewer vehicles than China's most popular BEV, the BYD Wan Plus, despite the Model Y's 66 to 108% higher price point. Tesla is the premium product. I don't know what Tony Sacconaghi was talking about when he says premiumization, but Tesla is the premium product in China. A lot of what he says and other analysts say just really don't make sense when you look at the data and when you look at the numbers. Really makes you question these analysts' thought process, or maybe why they're making these reports to begin with. Are they paid from ulterior sources that we just don't know about? Are they paid from China? That's kind of what it sounds like. Thailand's Prime Minister Seta stated in an interview that Tesla's senior management will visit Thailand this week to discuss potential site selection for a new factory. He said Tesla plans to invest at least $5 billion. And take a look at this. Unseen features from the Cybertruck. This is interesting. So the Cybertruck wake up light sequence and race to start, sitting in low, rising up to medium, aka rising height. So the truck might actually sit way lower, and then once you actually start the vehicle, you get this light sequence, right? And then you get the vehicle actually rising, and you can see it slightly. It probably rises like 6 to 8 inches here. Kind of interesting. I wonder what the actual reason for that is, or if there's any kind of utility there. Lithium carbonate prices fall 50% in 6 months in China, with supply-demand balance seen as still 1 year away. So lithium prices are plummeting in China. That should help out margins, and the fact that the new Model 3 is about 12% more expensive in China than the previous variant of the Model 3. Both of these things should help improve margins, at least over in China. Martin Visha, the head of investor relations at Tesla, confirms the Cybertruck delivery event will start around noon Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. He says, in case someone's unsure, I've noticed that a few people thought it's an evening event. Indeed, it's confirmed it's not. It will be at lunchtime. That's actually important because Tesla stock will have more time to react to any new information we get from the Cybertruck. Instead of maybe the stock only reacting on Friday, we'll get a couple hours of reaction out of Tesla stock on Thursday. Tesla has posted a few new images of the Model 3 Highland in China, and all you can say is stunning. Volkswagen says they are reducing headcount. The CEO said, quote, "We are no longer competitive. With many of our pre-existing structures, processes, and high cost, we are no longer competitive as the Volkswagen brand," Schaefer told a staff meeting. Nissan has announced plans to invest up to $3.8 billion into its British EV business. The majority of this investment, approximately $2.5 billion, will be directed towards upgrading its Sunderland plant for the production of 3 new electric electric models. 21 Cybertrucks in total are seen spotted here in these photos outside of Giga Texas. Some of them look ready to be delivered to customers, some of them not so much, like the Cybertruck, spray painted Cybertruck. Some of these are obviously not going to be delivered, but some of these definitely look like deliverable Cybertrucks. This article says Toyota tempers expectations for solid-state battery adoption. Quote, several tens of thousands on sale in 2030 out of 3.5 million BEVs produced per their estimates. Almost 400 Ford dealers have now dropped out of the company's EV sales program. Ford wants its dealers to carry very little EV inventory on their lots. And here you can see Elon Musk responding to Sawyer Merritt's post about the Swedish court that ruled in Tesla's favor. Elon Musk says, "Thank you, Sweden." This is what Giga Berlin looks like from the outside right now. Many different Christmas trees basically everywhere. So definitely in the holiday spirit. We now have a Tesla Cybertruck stainless steel cleaner called CyberShield, as pictured here. So far on the day today, as per Ortex, the option activity from hedge funds and institutions is about 50% positive. $78.64 million worth of option trades comprised of 505 different orders. Volume today is 59.65% calls and 40.35% puts, so a pretty bullish ratio. New inventory numbers for the Tesla lineup continue to show a decrease in the Model Y, a slight decrease in the Model X, S, and 3. Google Trends data is downticking slightly for the Model Y and the Cybertruck, whereas the Model 3 is actually uptrending just a little bit today. Tesla continues to run about 300 different ads, a majority for the United States, some for Europe, and some for Australia. Tesla China analyst on X says Tesla charging will make a major announcement tomorrow. Trader commented and said, imagine FSD partner, ... lights out. Australia must meet at least 98% of new uptimes starting next year to improve the reliability and ease of use of EV fast chargers installed with government funding. State and federal governments will invest hundreds of millions of dollars to help build high-speed infrastructure across the country. Good news is Tesla superchargers have a 99.95% utilization rate. So, superchargers, they just work. Elon Musk and the Israeli communications minister Sholom Kari have reached an agreement on the use of Starlink. Israel announced a preliminary agreement not to activate Starlink satellite internet in Gaza without separate approval. As Sunshine Mong says here on the comment of this post, where is the anti-Semitism? It's nowhere to be seen because it does not exist. As we know, the media just hates Elon. And sure, these things can affect Tesla stock for a period of time, but they're not a reason to sell your Tesla and buy a Rivian, as some people would suggest. Those some people were Ross Gerber when he lost his lid about 2 weeks ago when that news was announced. Some good news today is 10-year Treasury yields are down about 9.5 basis points, down to 4.39%. We do still have a bunch of earnings this week. Pause this video if you guys would like to take a closer look. We personally have a trade on CrowdStrike in the trading community. If you guys want to come trade that with us, or at least get notified every time I make a trade, you can figure out what I'm looking at, how I'm thinking about our markets, and what I'm personally doing. It's never financial advice, but it is what I'm doing, and I'm documenting that for myself and for others. We have a trade on CrowdStrike. That is a cybersecurity trade. Lots of cybersecurity stocks reporting earnings this week, including Zscaler today and after hours. So that should affect the trade on CrowdStrike. You also have Okta that reports Wednesday after the bell. Not to mention Snowflake and Salesforce that also report Wednesday after the bell. UiPath, Dell, Ulta Beauty, and Marvel that report Thursday after the bell. Foot Locker and Dollar Tree, some notable names, Hormel Food as well, reporting earnings Wednesday pre-market. So some semi-important companies that still have to report earnings. TLT is up about 1.50%. Again, that's reflecting the 10-year Treasury yields falling. When 10-year Treasury yields fall, TLT is going to rise, and you definitely want to see that continue. It's happened recently, and hopefully it will continue. That will be good news for stocks. USO is down 1.33% today. That's also great news. Less inflationary pressures. And USO has gotten destroyed recently, going from about $83 down to $69. It's getting to the point where you almost have to question the economy, because oil is very dependent on the economy. If the economy is going into a recession, well, you would expect oil to do exactly what it's doing now. If you start to break down under about 55, then you have real problems potentially on our hands as far as the economy. The dollar is flat today. Recently, the dollar has fallen quite a bit. That has overall been great news. You want to see the dollar continue to fall for stocks to do well. What's the weirdest thing about all of this data? GLD, gold, is up about 0.6% today. So there's a decent amount of fear out there, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because why are people so fearful right now? This Middle East crisis is not getting worse. It seems like things are trending in the right direction for the economy and for inflation. Why is there this bid to gold? It's really hard to say, but it doesn't look great. We want to see gold start to fall, preferably. Nonetheless, we have seen the NASDAQ come off of its highs as President Biden was speaking about supply chains and the road ahead for the U.S. in that regard. And you've seen the markets take some pretty big candles. Now, we could rally back by the time you guys see this video, or we could continue to fall from here. But the NASDAQ is now in red territory, down about 0.1%. This is also pulling Tesla stock down from 1% up when we were first making this video, now only 0.25% in the green. But still, it's a big move higher from the lows, and you're fighting right here at the 50-day moving average. A close above your 50-day moving average is what you want to see. That's at $236.44. I'm not going to gripe with Tesla all too much if you do close under the 50-day moving average around where we are now, because I'm sure you will retake that coming tomorrow or potentially over the next couple of days. Nonetheless, the RSI is at 54.13, so basically at neutral. Neutral is technically 50. Anything between 55 and 45, I like to consider neutral, though. Give it a little bit of a range, so you're in a neutral range. The MACD is pretty bullish, pretty positive. The MACD is the yellow line itself is 1.74 positive. The signal line is negative 0.73. So if that signal line, that blue line, does go positive as well, that's going to be a really good sign that higher prices are to come. Well, that is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you made it to the end of this video. If you guys would like to come trade with us in the trading community, link down below in the description of this video, like I previously mentioned. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.